Payne County and the world. Welcome back to another installment of the Pastors of Payne Radio.
What's up, Australia?
What? Australia? No one listens there.
They do. They do. I was checking out the stats.
There's like one person that listens
I think
there.
we got like 6 downloads in Australia. Also, New Jersey and New York and
New Zealand?
I don't think we got New Zealand.
Oh, yeah, we do.
We got some Texas.
Claire and Bailey listen.
We got some California. Anyway, they're out there. But what is our audience? Payne County, Oklahoma. There's a lot of podcasts out there, way better than ours, that are reaching, the global population.
Aliens.
Thank you, Bishop Barron and Pints with Aquinas and
all that good stuff.
We're, some would say there's a glut of podcasts out there.
There is.
Why are you two knuckleheads adding to the mess?
Because we're just some small town boys.
And really, we're not trying to add to the mess, because our audience is the people of Payne County, Oklahoma. So we're not trying to be, all these other people. But anyway,
the glutton of podcasts?
There's a lot of podcasts.
I know. How many podcasts survive? Are they like new restaurants? Like they last a couple weeks and then they're gone? Like you got to have a market audience. You really got to do something really well and like better than everybody else. How quickly do they show up and go away?
I think it depends. I mean, there's podcasts. Yeah, I mean, I think people like start as we did like 2 years ago, whatever. We started a podcast and we're like, I don't know, let's see if this works. But I would say, I mean, if this didn't work, I mean, if we didn't get, I have conversations daily with people who listen,
right?
Who with feedback and hey, I really liked this, and some of our people in like an RCIA are listening now.
Yep.
If it was not fruitful, we would have quit a while back, right?
Yeah, it's working for my students too.
Yeah,
the students at OSU.
Because we got things, we got busy lives and other things to do with our time. If something is not fruitful, it dies. Sometimes a slow and painful death, and sometimes we just chop its head off,
like a chicken.
But this is bearing fruit not in everyone. I mean, I know there's parishioners who have never listened and maybe never will listen.
My favorite ones.
But we're reaching people.
My favorite ones are one of our favorite shows is things that our parishioners do that annoy us, and then things that priests do that annoy us.
Those are very popular.
They are
very popular.
Yeah, we need to do more on the Eucharist. I think people need to learn more about the Eucharist.
Yes. We can never. The Eucharist is an inexhaustible subject matter.
There's an endless supply of Catholic stuff. As I teach RCIA and students we have, I think, 25 students becoming Catholic this year, / I think 1 or 2 in there kind of returning to their faith. It's really beautiful because they're finding that as we go through the catechism and the scriptures, that there's an endless supply of stuff. They're like, okay, Father, what's this footnote down here? I was like, oh, well, that was a document.
Oh, yeah.
That was a document written in the 9th century. But, who's Maximus the Confessor? And they're like, where are all these readings from Ignatius of Antioch? Wait, somebody wrote to the Thessalonians after Paul died? Like, there are mystics and monks, like the desert fathers from Egypt.
Maybe
and
we
the
do
mothers
this,
from
maybe
Egypt.
sometime this summer. We do just do like maybe around Corpus Christi. Let's just do like a stinking month of podcasts on the Eucharist.
Really?
We did that last summer. Didn't we do like 3 straight?
We did.
And that was well received, I think.
We'll have to go back and listen to that.
Let us know what you think.
Send all those
We're
to
always interested in new,
O'Brien.
in new topics. Yeah, Fr O'Brien at sfxstillwater.org.
Or you can
just go to the website. and it's
Pastors of Payne of Payne website. No,
yeah.
On the Pastors of Payne website, you can submit something, and it goes to our email addresses.
Yeah.
Yours goes to Father O'Brien's email address.
We do want to be responsive,
right,
and meet the needs of
mine goes directly to the trash bin.
Just like your prayer life. No.
Okay. Hey, whoa. What? I thought you said I said last week, what have you been doing? You said, I gave up being mean for Lent. No, you didn't. You just hurt my feelings. Luckily, I only got one.
We're coming towards the end of Lent.
It's the
coming to the end towards the end of March. And we are approaching the holy days. The holy days. Now, every day can be holy. But in the church's liturgical calendar, there is a hierarchy. I know you're surprised by this, that there's a hierarchy in the Catholic world. We are a hierarchical church. There are certain people that have a greater leadership role than others, and there are certain days that are higher than others.
More important days.
And we are approaching the highest of the days, and it is known as the Triduum.
The what? Triduum.
Triduum. The double U.
Okay.
The Triduum. And that is known as Holy Thursday, Good Friday, Holy Saturday, and into
Easter Vigil.
The Easter Vigil.
Okay, when does Lent end? What day does it end?
So Lent ends with the start of Holy Thursday.
So at Wednesday, 11:59, click over to Thursday. Boom, Lent ends.
So the Triduum begins with the evening Mass of the Lord's Supper on Holy Thursday.
Oh, okay, so not till 5 o'clock.
Right, yeah. So Lent would really end, sort of the afternoon of Holy Thursday.
Okay. Depending on what time you go to the Triduum.
So your Holy Thursday,
is
Holy
at 5
Thursday
o'clock?
at St. John Catholic Student Center, 5 p.m. Holy Thursday at St. Francis Xavier is at 7 p.m.
We stagger them so that people can go to them.
Yeah.
That's why we do this.
Yeah. And your population is different than my population. So that's Holy Thursday. What time is Good Friday?
Good Friday is at 3 p.m. Stations of the Cross at 2. The Passion of the Lord and Eucharist at 3 o'clock, going to 4 o'clock. And then in the evening, we watch The Passion of the Christ, the movie.
There we go. So you're doing that because, again, it's a college population.
Correct.
For a lot of my people, they are
at work.
They're at work.
Or some people take the day off.
So we're going to do stations at 3 for anybody who can come. And then we are going to have Good Friday service at 7 p.m. 7 p.m.
7 p.m.
And then on Holy Saturday, that morning, we'll probably have some confessions offered. But I had a little moment. Father Robert and I had a little moment, and I'm not mad. I'm not mad at my people. But there were a couple weeks ago, we had confessions on a Wednesday night, and it was sparse. There were both of us were there. Father Robert and I were both there for an hour, and it was just not a lot of people. And we were both like, I think I know what's happening here, and that is people are waiting. They want to go to confession.
I don't think you're allowed to hear confessions on Holy Saturday, because it's one of the sacraments that participates in the resurrection. We're gonna have to do some research about that.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I've done it before.
Really?
We do it when.
Maybe it's.
I'd be okay with that, but people
because people what do
are
they do?
waiting, and I wish you wouldn't.
They're waiting for Holy Saturday.
Do not wait.
But there's no holy water on Holy Saturday either. There's no sacramentals on Holy Saturday because the Lord, as that reading says, is dead. So we're gonna have to do some research on this and come back.
Would you anoint somebody on Holy Saturday?
I think under circumstances,
someone's dying.
If someone's
on Holy
dying,
Saturday,
you can administer the sacraments to them. But it's I don't. For some reason, I don't think Holy Saturday is an opportunity to go to confession.
I would be totally all right with that.
So don't wait till Holy Saturday, good people of God.
Yeah, or Good Friday.
There's 9 hours of confessions in the city of Stillwater. Hey, if you're out there and you need to go to confession, come on to Stillwater.
Yeah, let's
go. The Triduum. Okay, why?
Okay, so we were talking about time. So Holy Thursday, Good Friday, you're at 3. I'm at 7.
Okay.
And then the Easter Vigil, which is on Saturday night, April 11th.
Yep.
What time?
Ours is a couple minutes after sundown. Sundown goes down.
So we're at 8:30.
Yeah, ours is about 8:30 as well.
Yep. So you can't actually start. This is church rule, church law. You cannot start until after sundown.
Oh, I think the church law says you can't start a fire on the Easter Vigil and cook pork on it till after the sun goes down.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think that's a rule in the church.
But we get this email every year from the diocese that says, like, this is the earliest you can start.
And you have to play Billy Joel, We Didn't Start the Fire, as you're doing it.
Exactly.
You know what? I'm just following church law. We didn't start the fire.
And then on Easter Sunday, what are you doing?
Oh, Easter Sunday? What's that?
Are you having Mass?
Oh,
on
yeah,
Easter
we're having
Sunday?
Mass at 10 a.m.
Okay.
10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Mass, and then we have a little brunch. We throw a huge party after our Easter Vigil, and we brew a beer, and we smoke a lot of meat, and just have
a feast,
roasted pig,
because
and
Jesus rose
beef.
from the dead. But we're not there yet. So and
Easter
then we
baskets.
have our Easter Sunday, April 12th, is the regular schedule: 8:30, 11:15, and 1 p.m. in Espanol.
And 1 p.m. in Espanol.
Que bueno.
En serio?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's our normal Sunday masses.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for the people.
I'll be asleep.
So we want to give a great encouragement to all of you out there to engage with the Triduum. Holy Thursday, Good Friday, Easter Vigil. Now, they are not required. They are not holy days of obligation. Every Sunday is a holy day of obligation, which we've did a whole episode on.
Oh, yeah.
Called Missing Sunday Mass is a Mortal Sin. When it's done, when you're not ill or when and it's not done.
You're not on an airplane traveling to Australia.
Yeah.
You totally miss a day.
So it's not it's not required. It's not a day of obligation.
Correct.
But you are not going to find a more beautiful presentation of what the Lord has done for you
Than the Triduum.
So I just want to encourage you, and you may have to work, and I know there's school. I wish schools would not have it, but they do. So the reality of life goes on. You still have to feed your kids, but I want to encourage everybody to, wherever you are, and if you're listening from somewhere else, find your local parish and engage with the Triduum. Yeah. You will not regret it. Yeah, your schedule's gonna get thrown off a little bit. Big deal. You're gonna maybe stay up a little later than you're used to, because the masses are that evening, 7 p.m. For us, 7 p.m. Thursday, 7 p.m. Friday, 8:30 Saturday.
Correct.
You just simply will not find more beautiful liturgy and a presentation of what the Lord has done for you. So what happened? Tell us what happens on Holy Thursday. Why is Holy Thursday different?
How is tonight different than every other night? Holy Thursday. It's it is the mass of the mass of the mass. Just to tell people, remember that Holy Thursday and Good Friday are one event.
Ooh, say more about that.
Okay, they're one event. There's Scott Hahn has this thing called the Four Cups. If you ever go out and read it and find it, maybe listen to it. I always teach students on the Four Cups. So that Holy Thursday and Jesus's beginning of the Passover, his Passover feast, extends to the cross with the last cup, with Jesus drinking the wine and singing the psalm and saying, "It is finished." Eloi, Eloi, lama sabachthani. So it's one big, beautiful event. So I encourage you, as Father O'Brien just said, to start on Thursday, go to Friday. We even have Tenebrae on Saturday morning. If you want to come over for Tenebrae, I think it starts at 6 a.m. or 5:30. It's a beautiful event because it's meant to draw you into the Passover of the Lamb, to preparing you for this great sacrifice of Jesus on the cross. Because it's not just that Jesus decided to just start doing this and say, you know what, I'll die. No, it connects with the event in Egypt of the sacrifice of the lamb. It connects with the event even prior to that of Abraham and Isaac looking for the lamb when they spotted a ram. That son who walked up that mountain with the wood on his shoulder and asked his father, where is the lamb for the sacrifice? And Abraham said, son, God will give us a lamb. And so that lamb that we have met and have been looking for in John's gospel has a name and a face, and it's Jesus Christ. And so that lamb then continues to walk the way, as we talked about last week, walk this journey for those 3 years. And then in through these stations of the cross, the lamb begins to walk. And then the lamb does what on Holy Thursday? The lamb, remember, is then crucified on Friday. But then the lamb says, instead of saying, this is the lamb, eat it, he says, this is my body, which is given for you. Do this in remembrance of me. So here at this beautiful event on Holy Thursday is the Eucharist instituted, the holy priesthood given to us, so that we can continue to not only experience God's love and mercy, but to eat his love and mercy, because he is love and mercy. So that's what you're going to get on Holy Thursday. You're going to get the washing of the feet, which has all these bridal imageries. This guy, this priest, Father Ralph Drendel, he gave us this retreat on the bridal imagery of the marriage of the Lamb, of the washing of the feet, of how that is this beautiful image of an action of Jesus literally marrying his church on this day. Marriage. Sweet, sweet marriage. So you're going to have the washing of the feet of the 12 apostles. And then you're going to, it's all going to be white, and the church is going to be lit up on this beautiful day because of this great event of the institution of the Holy Eucharist. So even the prayers, I encourage you to spend time with the prayers. Buy a Magnificat for Holy Week. Go and
they're online too.
Yeah, go and find them online and print them off. And maybe every morning on of the day of the Triduum, spend time with the readings. Spend time with those prayers of the Holy Triduum, especially Holy Thursday, when this is a day not like any other day. That's those famous words of the little boy at the Passover. Father, how is tonight different from every other tonight? Tonight is the beginning of our salvation. If you're having trouble, you're like, I'm having a difficulty accepting salvation. It's there. It's been won for us of entering more deeply and beautifully into it and accepting Jesus' salvation for you in your life. Go to Holy Thursday. Go to Holy Thursday, because this night is different from every other night. It's the day of the beginning of your salvation. Okay.
Wow.
Whoa.
That was
I have no
intense.
notes in front of me. That just came right out of my heart and out of my mouth.
You will not regret it. You will not regret it. But what we would encourage you, and the reason we're talking about this now and not 2 weeks from now, is schedule it. Schedule it. Go to your calendars right now and look at Thursday, April 9th.
Thursday, April 9th.
And put it in your calendar.
Well, 5 o'clock.
And put it in your spouse's calendar and your kid's calendar, and then look at Friday, April 10th, and put in Good Friday liturgy. And then look at Saturday, April 11th, and mark down 8:30. Get there earlier than that.
We're Tenebrae.
Get there at 8 or so. And then Sunday, April 12th, is Easter Sunday. Go to Mass. Can you if you go to the Easter Vigil, that fulfills your Sunday obligation. That is a Sunday Easter Mass. But then you can also go again. You can also go again on Sunday morning. And in fact, people do. Because it's actually different. The readings are different.
Right.
It's Sunday Mass, whereas the Easter Vigil is kind of Sunday Mass on steroids.
Yeah. Okay. One additional thing I would tell people to do on Thursday. There is this Catholic tradition, and I never knew this because we live in Oklahoma and there's not a lot of Catholic churches.
Oh.
There's one in every county, in this case, there's 3 in this county. But so when I was living in Denver in the seminary, I lived up at St. Mary Magdalene at 29th and Sheridan up in the north end. And in the north end of Denver, there's all these beautiful Catholic churches. There's Our Lady of Mount Carmel. There's St. Patrick's, Our Lady of Guadalupe, St. Catherine of Siena on 44th and Tennyson. 38th and Tennyson. 38th and Federal. 44th and Tennyson is where Holy Family is. And so this is a beautiful tradition that on that night, they take the Holy Eucharist, they take Jesus, and they put Jesus in a private chapel. And then people make holy hours. Because remember, he says to them in the garden, and this is these readings that we're going to hear, he wakes his 12 apostles up. It's like, can you not stay with me for 1 hour? So people have this tradition. I don't know where it began. Maybe people can enlighten us. They can email Father O'Brien at sfx.org, edu / I got info. And people make pilgrimages. Sometimes they walk. Like you could walk from Our Lady of Guadalupe to St. Patrick's to Our Lady of Mount Carmel and then over to St. Catherine of Siena. You could walk all that in Denver on that night. Students at the University of Tulsa, they would do the Newman Center. Then they'd go up to St. Francis Xavier, and then they would go down the street to the Madeleine. So you have this beautiful, if you live out there, okay, people of Payne County, there are 2 churches, and you can come over to St. John. Our church, our side altar is decorated. The lights are lit up over there. We do a little procession. St. Francis does the same thing.
We'll be in our St. Teresa.
Yeah.
Calcutta
If you
chapel.
don't know where the church is at St. Francis, it's that big, giant thing that looks like awesome. And the chapel,
Looks like awesome.
the chapel is in that bell tower. So you just go in the door of the bell tower, and there it is. And the chapel will be beautifully decorated for prayer until 11:59, and then the doors are locked.
That
And
is
the
correct.
Lord, you cannot find him because that Thursday
he
night,
died.
that Thursday night that he spends in prison.
Yep.
He spends in darkness. He spends in agony, waiting his passion. He's moved about by those slimy characters throughout the gospel. And you're going to hear that on Holy Thursday. And you're going to hear that on Good Friday too, of Jesus being driven around to all these places, people wanting to see him. They'll say, prophesy for us. Tell us if you're the Messiah. They'll slap him in the face. They'll punch him. They'll blindfold him like a lamb led to the slaughter. We're going to hear all of these beautiful readings. And this is your one chance to get them live. There's no rock bands. There's no drum sets. There's no light shows. It's the Word became flesh, walking his passion.
And I think one of the things we try to do is let the readings like speak just for themselves, that they are what they are, and there's power in the Word of God.
Yeah.
To change us.
Right.
But change us not in a self-help kind of way, but change us by looking at what the Lord did.
Right.
That on the night before he died, what did he do? Like a lot of us, like if you knew you're going to die tomorrow, you'd run around freaking out. What did Jesus do? He sat with his disciples, celebrated the Mass, and washed their feet.
Yeah. I on retreat, I had like these 2 really great experiences. I did the Triduum retreat in a monastery in Massachusetts near Stockbridge, near the Shrine of Divine Mercy. And Palm Sunday was the previous Sunday. And so on, as the readings are being read, I got whooped. It was like the Holy Thursday and Good Friday. They just whooped me and just really converted my heart. So Palm Sunday, they're saying, Hosanna to the Son of David, you're the Messiah. And then that same crowd then later says, Crucify him, we have no king but Caesar. And I was just like wrecked by that. And that was one of my days of my retreat. Then the next day of the retreat, I'm like, okay, Lord, this is going to be great. I love you. I'm going to serve you more. I'm going to turn my life over to you, Jesus, more and more each day. And then the next day, I got whooped again. Because there I am. And they say, and he says, whom shall I release? Jesus called the Christ or Barabbas.
Barabbas.
And I was like, wait a second. And I just started I heard my Hebrew lessons playing around in my mind because the name Bar Abba means son and Abba means the father. So son of the father and son of the father. Which son of the Father are you going to choose this day?
Can't have both.
You can't have both. You're either going to choose the son of the Father who is a murderer and a thief and a liar and a deceiver whose name is Satan who tempted Jesus in the desert, or you're going to choose the son of the Father who is Jesus Christ, the Son of the living God. And whom are you going to choose? And I was just like standing there listening to the priest read that reading. And he says, Barabbas. We say that.
Yeah.
Release Barabbas. And it was like a knife just got stuck in my heart. Like I remember just sobbing uncontrollably. And I was like, Jesus, I'm so sorry that I've chosen I've not chosen.
This is where we have this choice
son.
every day.
Yeah.
You choose Jesus, you choose not Jesus.
which son of the Father
Mm-hmm.
are you going to choose?
This is when last week we talked about the Stations of the Cross at St. Francis Xavier. These two guards. They go in opposite directions. One chooses Christ, one doesn't. One becomes more compassionate. One becomes meaner.
Right.
And it's not all about niceness and meanness, but it's are you going to follow him or not? C.S. Lewis, right? Jesus is one of three things. He's a liar, he's a lunatic, or he is the Lord.
Right.
Those are your choices.
You don't have them. There's no other option.
There's no he was just a really good person.
He
was just a wonderful teacher.
Philosopher. He was great.
Well, no, not an option. Not an option. He's a liar. He's crazy.
Or he
says he's God, but he's lying.
Right.
He says he's God, but he's crazy. Or he says he's God, and he is God.
Uh-huh.
And those are the choices that every human person, when confronted with the gospel, that's what we face.
Right. So a student said, well, he never says he's God, except on Holy Thursday night, when they slap him and they say, prophesize for us, who are you? Are you really the Son of God? And he says, I see the Son of Man coming down on a cloud. Yeah. And what do the scribes and Pharisees do? They tear their garments and they say, blasphemy, we have heard it.
Yeah, why was Jesus killed? He was killed not because he was killed for blaspheming.
Yeah. He went to the cross because he said he was the Son of the Father. And so that Holy Thursday night, we're given that option, like, who are we going to choose? Which Son of the Father are we going to choose? And into Good Friday, we're given that same option. And even at the cross, like the good thief you mentioned last week, he says, this is truly the Son of God. And the other one says, that's not the Son of God.
Yeah.
That's nobody.
Yep.
That's just a
man.
Just a dude on a cross dying.
So I think most people, most Catholics and certainly most non-Catholics have never been to Mass on Holy Thursday.
I didn't go till I was in
never
seminary.
been to the Good Friday service, have never been to an Easter Vigil. Now, the one sort of criticism of the Easter Vigil is that it's long.
Oh, bro.
And it is, right?
It's awesome long.
So it's going to be, for us, it's probably going to be 2 hours. All right. Well, fine. Right? Because there's a lot going on.
What else you got going on?
And so prepare for it. It's a Saturday night. It's the night before Easter. Schedule. That's why we're talking about it now, because we want you to schedule it now and come. And don't be shy about bringing your kids. Kids should see this too. Are they going to understand every little aspect of it? No.
Nope.
Okay.
Fine.
That's all right.
They may sleep halfway through it.
Big deal. Let's go. Bring them. They will not forget it. The music will be beautiful.
The readings.
The preaching will be subpar. No,
I believe that at St. Francis.
I haven't written my homilies yet there for the holy days, but it's just going to be very, very special, and it's an opportunity to put Jesus more at the center of your life, liturgically, making these a real priority for you and for your family. We got space. Let's go.
Yeah, the Easter Vigil, supremely awesome, of walking through the story, starting with Genesis, starting with the creation, going into the creation of man and woman, and just walking through that beautiful story of salvation, coming to this great moment when the resurrection occurs. Oh, prepare. Put it on your calendar. Go. It's beautifully awesome.
Yep. So let's go over those times again. Holy Thursday,
5 p.m.
At St. John's.
Stations of the Cross preceding it. No, not Stations of the Cross preceding
it.
Holy Thursday, 5 p.m.
Good Friday,
Stations of the Cross at 2, liturgy at 3 with Holy Eucharist.
Easter Vigil.
Tenebrae at 5:30 a.m. on Holy Saturday.
Yep.
Then Easter Vigil is at 8:30.
Okay.
And then the next day is at 10 a.m. And then
Holy Thursday, 7 p.m. Good Friday, 7 p.m. with Stations of the Cross at 3, and then Easter Vigil at 8:30.
Okay.
And then Easter Mass, 8:30, 11:15, 1 p.m. in Espanol.
Wow.
It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. Okay. We're gonna go now. Get on with our day.
Have a beautiful, awesome, continued season of Lent, and we'll see you for the Vigil.
Pray for us.
And for Holy Week.
Pray for us, please. Bye.